Rachel Zegler and the new live-action Snow White, the Princess Tiana animated series being canceled, and the new live-action Lilo and Stitch. What do all of these things have in common besides being under the Disney umbrella? First, you have the Princess Tiana television show, the cartoon. Yeah, the one that got scrapped. Yeah, that got scrapped a few weeks ago. Okay, the Princess Tiana cartoon that they had basically done episodes of, and yet we are never, ever, ever going to be seeing. It's never going to see the light of day. Like, we're never going to see it. Like, we're just never going to see the Princess Tiana cartoon. And to be honest, it infuriates us because we don't get a lot of Princess Tiana content, and that's annoying to us. Okay, you give us our first Black Disney princess, and then you do nothing with her, and that already irritates us because a lot of the other Disney princesses have gotten sequels, prequels, and other cartoon-like shows around them, and you give us nothing for the first Black Disney princess. Strike. 2, you have the live-action Lilo and Stitch trailer. Pleakley, drag, they just go together. If I don't see Pleakley in drag, then we have a problem, okay? But that's not the only thing. Nani and Lilo, they are native Hawaiian, okay? So that means they need to be casted as native Hawaiians, okay? So I don't know what Disney thought they were doing by casting Oh Girl to play Nani, but she is not native Hawaiian. She is Asian. She just happens to live in Hawaii. And that is a problem. And that is indigenous erasure. I also have a problem, and I know people are going to be like, well, at least they're casting somebody who's native Hawaiian, which that's not the point, because the whole point of Lilo and Stitch, especially if you've seen some of the outtakes of Lilo and Stitch and some of the deleted scenes from it, you know that Lilo and Stitch is actually a commentary on colonization and tourism in Hawaii and how it affects the native Hawaiians. But you guys don't care. So you decided that the big guy, the tourist, the big guy who has the ice cream cone, that you're going to cast a native Hawaiian person. And while that's great, that takes away from the message of Lilo and Stitch in general. Also, trying to darken Oh Girl's face, I don't even know her name, and honestly I don't care to learn her name, because I'm honestly annoyed that they even thought that that was okay to just take some, paint and kind of, darken her face and do brown face on this girl who isn't native Hawaiian, who doesn't even look like Nani, and who annoys me highly. Okay? They did perfect with Lilo, but they did terrible with Nani. And Nani, she is a wonderful character. She does amazing things. She takes care of her little sister because her parents are gone. They died. And she is Lilo's only caretaker, and she is doing her best as an older sister, and she is just trying to get by in life. And that is a really relatable story, no matter what culture you are. And to try to take that away is disrespectful, especially to Native Hawaiians and Indigenous people in general. And now 3, Rachel Zegler and Snow White. I've about had it up to here, Disney. I really have. And I'm a Disney fan. I have been since I was a kid. I grew up during the Disney Renaissance, okay? The Lion King is one of my favorite films of all time. Literally my favorite film, Disney or not. But I will not sit here and stand by and let you just disrespect Rachel Zegler like that just because she cares about people going through colonization, being carpet bombed daily. I'm not going to let you sit here and disrespect her. That's not what you're going to do. Because you're not going to give Gal Gadot, or however you say her name, all this praise for doing a mediocre, terrible job. And I haven't even seen the film, and I don't plan to see the film, because honestly, even if none of this controversy was going on, I still would not see Snow White because honestly, Snow White bores me. And I don't care that it was one of the first, big, animated films to do well in the box offices or whatever their claim to fame is. I don't care. I really was never a Snow White fan, a Cinderella fan, or a Sleeping Beauty fan. I really don't care about those 3 movies. They bore me and they actually put me to sleep. And maybe it's because, I'm just tired of seeing little white Disney princesses that don't even relate to me at all. And I can't see myself in them at all. But literally, I don't care. But the thing about it is, is that you, Disney, and Variety, and everybody else who wants to give Gal Gadot all this praise, but then shame Rachel Zegler for being a decent human being. And I've come to the conclusion that Disney just doesn't care about Indigenous people. Disney does not care about people of color. Disney does not care about Black people. And it's disgusting, but totally just a Disney thing for them to do. Because if you really know the real history of Walt Disney, you know that he was a very racist person. And so I'm not surprised that Disney would go this route to be this way around these characters, around these stories, and around these actors. Because they don't care about us, okay? And with everything going on with the Lilo and Stitch one and even Princess Tiana, I'm super nervous for them to ever do a live action Pocahontas because I will boycott it within 2 seconds. Because I know they're going to mess it up and ruin it and make it terrible. And so, which it shouldn't even be done in the first place, but you know what I mean. And so, I'm so entirely sick of Disney thinking that it's slick and taking away things that matter to, Black kids who love Disney, kids of color who love Disney, Indigenous kids who love Disney. People love Disney. They do. And it's sad that Disney cannot own up to its promise of being this happy-go-lucky, a studio for everybody, having a little theme parks and, being these really outstanding, oh, this is so great, they're for everybody and they just care about everybody and all of these things. They don't care about people of color. They don't care about Black people. They don't care about Indigenous people. And they've shown it time and time and time again. And we fall for it every single time because then they'll come out with something really good and we'll just be like, oh, well, I guess their mistakes didn't matter. But this time, I think we're willing to hold them accountable because they gave millions to the white and blue state. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And that is why they are putting Gal Gadot on a pedestal and they are shaming Rachel Zegler. Even though Rachel Zegler didn't do anything wrong. She did nothing wrong but want liberation for a people who are being carpet bombed daily and going through colonization every day. And that also goes into the Lilo and Stitch live action because while I was over here trying to say that she cares a lot about people going through colonization, Disney is saying we don't care about people going through colonization. And we don't care that you care about people going through colonization. And we're also going to put out this movie about people who literally went through colonization and who continue to go through colonization and whose islands are continually being under threat because of tourism. And we actually put out a movie in 2002 about this very thing. But yet, we are totally casting in wrong. We're completely casting wrong, and we're doing brownface. And then, you give you one Black Disney princess. And what do we do with her? Disrespect her. We disrespect her. I'm tired of it, Disney. I'm tired of it. And I didn't even go see the Mufasa movie because I just couldn't. I couldn't. And that hurt me because I'm a lifelong Lion King fan, and I always will be. Do better, Disney. And I know you won't, but do better. Because as a Black Indigenous person who cares about the liberation of people worldwide, I'm not going to stand for this. And I don't care how great your films are. I'm not going to stand for this any longer. And you shouldn't either.